So what's gonna happen is that each item operation Z has its own identifier, and for this case this identifier is that we want to find the longest, and basically it also just means that I want the longest length, and that's the goal. And I feel that operation X is talking about there's like two main items that we are very much concerned of. So one of it is actually to do with the identifier. So certain times the identifier could be say a mana cost to be minimum mana cost, and other times it could be I want the max number of like houses, and all this like identifier is like calculation based off from here I make the decision to go 0 or go to 1 or 2. So it's very much we call it as like being like a decision tree choice. So it's like based on like the choice of decision tree, right? That actually make you actually calculate, oh, how much mana, oh, how many houses I gonna get, oh, how many houses I gonna get, right? But for this case is that whatever we are concerned of is that we need to make sure that this guy is within the scope. So for our case over here is like, are we like, as far as we are concerned, operation Z is asking that are we like following rulebook, and the rulebook is very much asking that okay is it like increasing value, are we out of bounds, so yeah, for this identifier thing is like asking that question like, am I gonna be able to add the next number? I'm not. It's because it's like breaking the rulebook. So it's very similar to all the previous questions as well, and we term this as the identifier. And now the next concern is this, like what exact thing do we actually send back to the system? There's like two items that we can actually send back to the system. And one of it is like we use the identifier to actually we sum up the identifier. Oh, for this case is that the length of the vertices, or the length of the item. And for this very specific case, it's 1, 2, and 3 items in total. So actually you can send back to your system, but like you can send back to your system like different ways. But at the end of the day, like fundamentally on how the logic things works is the same thing. You're using what we call the decision tree at the end of the day. That's what we've been doing so far. We've been using like decision tree. So if we were to see, is that we can either go to the number 0 slot, 1, 2, or 3. So if we go to the 0 slot, we'll get a 1. Go to the 1 slot, we get a 2. 2 slot, 4. 3 slot, 3. Then obviously in the 0 slot, I can go to 1, 2, or 3. So if I go to the 1 slot, I get the 2. 2 slot, I get a 4. 3 slot, I get a 3. And within the 2 slot, I can either, within the 1 slot, I can go to slot 2 or slot 3. Slot 2, I get a 4. Slot 3, I get a 3. And then afterwards, after the slot 2, I cannot proceed the next one. First up is because this 3 doesn't follow the rule book. So that's out. And it's out of bounds, so there's no way I can go. For this guy's perspective, it's out of bounds, so it's out of the question. And for the 3 slot 3 perspective, is that it's out of bounds, so error. 4, I cannot go because the rulebook say I cannot go to a lower number. 2, I can, wait, what? I'm supposed to be able to go 4 and 3, right? Let me think. Wait, what? Can't I go like 4 and 3 here? What the fuck? What's happening? Am I crazy or what? Why? Oh, is this guy. Yeah, I can't go anywhere. This guy cannot go anywhere. This guy can't go anywhere. This guy still can. But this guy can't go anywhere. This guy also can't go anywhere. Okay. Man, what the hell? Yeah, but I'm just very much curious how can I implement all these items. So I think the main concern is this. One is that we have the identifier. The identifier, the identifier, the identifier. I feel like the identifier can split into two categories again, in my opinion. And they are very much, maybe say, the steps required. So say for this one, it's just very much saying that what value is gonna be added. And other times it will just say that it's the mana cost that it will incur. And as far as this item is like very much concerned, I feel like I will want to argue is that the final results so you can be very much concerned with two things. It's either you are very much concerned of how much mana does it cost to actually go there. But for this guy, it's like free and easy. I can spend this mana cost, but I also like to actually argue that the mana cost also doesn't really get that much. So in the end, this guy is also using up his mana cost. There is mana cost, but we are not concerned with the mana cost. We are that we can actually choose which item for us to be concerned with. Is either we are very much concerned with like the mana cost, or we are very much concerned of like maybe say the final results. Of the item that we get. Is either this one or this one that we are concerned. And then which one do we actually choose to actually send back to our system? And based on that, they will actually talk about that item more. It's either the mana that they are talking about or the finishing result. And for this case, it's the finishing result. They are calculating specifically the length of the finishing results. Okay, I'm just very much looking forward towards this specific component in building up the concept of maybe say dynamic programming. I'm looking forward towards that. Looking forward. Chaos. Everything comes to an end.